너 내가 누군지 알아?
착한 놈이었다. 학교 5학년 때부터 본드를 했다는 건
The story begins with two close friends, Min and Tessu, who are both talented fighters, often defeating their rivals with ease. Their friendship is challenged when Min learns that he has to transfer to a new school. Before parting, he confides in Tessu about his dream of owning the latest sports motorcycle, something far beyond his means. At his new school, Min faces typical challenges, including confrontations with other strong students. One such opponent is Hanggu, but Min easily defeats him and they quickly become close friends, filling the void left by Tessu. One night, Min and Hanggu go to a bar where Min meets Ri, a wealthy girl from his school. Though they grow close, both prioritize their studies and avoid romantic involvement. They promise to attend the same university after graduation. At home, Min lives with his alcoholic single mother, who often neglects him. During a night exam at school, Tessu surprises Min with the very motorcycle he once dreamed of. Now a criminal, Tessu confesses that he's about to carry out a murder and gives the motorcycle to Min as a farewell gift before going to prison for many years. As graduation nears, Ri suddenly becomes withdrawn and transfers to another school without explanation, leaving Min confused and distressed. Later, Min gets expelled after lashing out when a teacher punishes Hanggu. At home, he is publicly scolded by his mother in front of her boyfriend, soon to be his stepfather. Feeling abandoned, Min decides to leave home with Hanggu. Tessu, still in prison, continues writing letters to Min, who remains his only friend. A year later, Min and Hanggu are working at a local market under an arrogant boss. Fed up with mistreatment, Min quits. The two decide to start a food stall using Hanggu's parents' pension money. On opening day, Tessu, now out of prison and part of a mafia group, reappears and invites them to a karaoke bar, where he also collects a debt. He offers Min a job, impressed by his fighting skills, but Min declines, determined to live an honest life. 2 weeks later, trouble arises when thugs demand protection money. When they mistreat Hanggu, Min nearly retaliates, but Hanggu urges him to stay calm and follow local rules. Meanwhile, Tessu faces trouble when a rival mafia group disrupts his operation. Soon, Min and Hanggu learn their food stall is on disputed land set for government seizure. Despite having paid for protection, they are powerless. Hanggu reacts violently to the eviction and gets arrested. To release him, they need a large sum for a settlement. Min tries to retrieve the bribe money but falls short. Desperate, he sells his beloved motorcycle for only 30 million won and turns to Tessu for help. Tessu arranges a one-on-one fight between rival gangs. Min, representing Tessu's side, wins decisively. The opposing group agrees to back off. Though the mafia boss offers him a job, Min only participates to earn enough to free Hanggu. After Hanggu's release, the two try to rebuild their lives. Then, Min receives a message on an old pager Romy gave him when they first met. They reunite at their old spot, where Romy apologizes for leaving, revealing she was sent to study in New York under intense pressure from her parents. Now back, she confesses she fled because of depression. Unable to bear her situation any longer, Romy runs away and takes refuge with Min and Tessu. Feeling sympathy for her, Min asks Tessu to help find a better place for both of them to live. Romy, accustomed to a life of comfort, requests a fully furnished apartment. Despite his financial struggles, Min agrees and asks Tessu for more money to make it happen. In return, Min is obligated to work for Tessu. Romy, however, constantly demands Min's presence and convinces him not to leave her alone. Though he feels overwhelmed, Min takes responsibility for her troubles. Hesitant but desperate, he returns to doing dirty work to repay Tessu and support Romy. He joins a gang assigned to force protesting workers out. Upon arriving, however, Min has second thoughts and wants to leave. Thanks to Tessu's help, he escapes the violent scene but returns home injured. Instead of being supportive, Romy throws a tantrum, feeling neglected. Though Min pleads with her to stay, she walks out, leaving him frustrated and heartbroken. Fueled by anger, Min returns to the gang and unleashes his rage on their enemies. Meanwhile, Won, now working as a waiter at a karaoke bar Min often visits, falls for a singer who also happens to serve Min. This causes a misunderstanding. Won wrongly assumes Min has stolen the woman he likes. A major fight erupts between them. Feeling betrayed, Won returns the sports bike that was once sold to free him, signaling the end of their friendship. Later, when Won starts a new business, Min tries to make amends. But Won learns that Min dated the singer and even humiliated her publicly. Deeply hurt, Won insists that a true friend would never behave that way and ends their friendship for good. Min admits he used the singer to cope after Romi's departure, but it's too late. Won walks away, leaving Min isolated and without either of them. Though Tessu stays by his side, he becomes increasingly focused on his career. But his ambition backfires when their boss discovers incriminating photos of Tessu and Min confronting the protesting workers. To protect his business, the boss starts plotting to remove Tessu from the group. Back at their usual meeting place, Min is surprised when Romi shows up, expressing her true feelings. They reconcile and return home together. Meanwhile, Tessu is assigned a job by the boss at an entertainment venue, which turns out to be a setup to eliminate him and his loyal men. The boss even partners with a rival gang to carry out the plan. One of Tessu's men warns Min of the danger. Once again, Min leaves Romi behind to help his best friend. When he arrives, Tessu is already badly wounded and outnumbered. Min fights to save him, but it's too late. The boss spares Min and allows him to take Tessu away, but Tessu dies en route to the hospital. Devastated, Min takes off on his motorcycle and returns to the scene to exact revenge. Confident in his fighting skills, he takes on the gang, but despite his strength, he ultimately meets the same fate as Tessu. In his final moments, Romi lovingly talks to him on the phone, unaware of what has happened, asking him to come home soon and bring snacks.